What's going on, guys? Fin on Fire here, and I am back. I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but I really have just sort of been looking for some other stuff to do some videos on, and I've been working on my queen walk a little bit lately and using it to farm, and then really haven't used it much in war attacks, but I tried it out and it actually worked out pretty well. So I'm going to go out, just kind of give you guys some tips and tricks and things that I've kind of learned along the way of things to do and things not to do, and try to help you out with your queen walk. So this is an attack I had this last war that worked out pretty well. So basically, when you're scouting a base, there's a few things that you want to look out for. You want to look out for the positions of the air defense and the air sweepers. Is the air defense going to be in a place where, so if the queen's walking, down the lane here, is the air defense going to be in a place where it could possibly pick off your healers but still be out of the range of the queen? And that can kind of determine where you want to place your healers and where you want to place your queen. So, if there was an air defense right here, I wouldn't want to put my queen here and then put my healers out here. I want to put my healers, maybe on this side of the queen so that they're as far away from, the air defense as possible. I want to make sure that when I'm dropping my healers, I'm not putting them automatically in range of any type of air defense. So there's that. And then the other thing I look out for is, am I gonna when I'm doing my queen walk, and am I gonna walk in the range of an expo or an inferno tower? Obviously, you do not want to do a queen walk through an area where you're going to be targeted by an inferno tower unless you've prepared for it and you've brought an extra free spell or something like that. Obviously, his inferno towers are central. I'm not worried about having to deal with those. Um, I basically, the only thing I really have decided with the expo here, I don't want to walk down this bottom side because I just don't want to deal with being in range of the expos. If you know that you're going to be in range of an expo, you definitely want to make sure you have a trigger finger on a rage spell. So as far as your spells go, um, I decide how many rage spells I want for my attack. In this case, it's a Valkyrie attack. It's a pretty big core, and so I know that I want 2 rage spells, so I'm going to bring an extra one for my healers. As soon as I rage up the healers, they can pretty much heal through any amount of damage. Sometimes you got to be careful if there's a lot of burst damage coming from clan castle troops. For example, if there's a P.E.K.K.A. in a clan castle, your queen, even if your healers are raged, your queen's not going to survive a P.E.K.K.A. most likely. Certain things like that. If it's a bunch of wizards that are gonna zap your queen real quick, you're gonna want to use the ability because it's just not gonna. Your healers aren't gonna be able to save your queen even if they are raged. So it's just about planning where you want your queen to go, and then when you're kind of thinking when you're gonna have to use spells. So um, my initial plan is to use my baby dragon on these 2 structures here, put my queen here, and then kind of have her take these things out and then start moving down and around this area here. And having her come into this corner by this cannon and kind of enter the base that way. And then I was going to bust open this area and then bring my main attack in there with my queen coming in this way. So the idea with the queen walk is you want to clear out a portion of the base to kind of help with funneling, and you're almost getting these defenses for free because these defenses aren't taking away any troops from you, but they're getting eliminated. So that's kind of the real advantage of the queen walk, is there's really no cost aside from the troop space for the healers. But if you're lucky enough to have your healers last the entire attack, it can be really powerful. So, the thing about this attack is it can be a little bit unpredictable sometimes. Sometimes your queen doesn't cooperate. Sometimes you can run into something and she starts dying really fast and you don't know whether you should drop a rage or use the ability. I recommend if something happens and her health is going down really quickly, or you're dealing with some burst damage clan castle troops, just use the ability. But always try to use the rage spell on the healers first before burning the ability. You want to save the ability for later on when she has to deal with an Inferno Tower, or there's something that the healers can't heal her through, and you've already used that rage spell. So you always want to plan to try to use the rage spell first and save the ability for later. So unfortunately, my funneling didn't quite work out. So I was really glad that I didn't drop my rage spell, or I didn't drop my earthquake spells first, because I wanted to be 100% sure that she was going to go in the right direction. So I'm using the baby dragon to help me funnel there. Baby dragons are great because they can take out a few structures, and even if they're getting targeted by an archer tower or something like that, they're not going to go down right away. Unfortunately, that one got in range of the air defense, but as you can see, I was able to take out a couple of defenses, a mortar, another archer tower, and I think I'm going to squeak in here and get that air defense too, which was phenomenal. So now I'm kind of improvising. I've got my quakes going down here, and I'm sort of envisioning my queen kind of coming around here, and I want to try to drop, I want to distract these defenses and try to eliminate kind of this area right here, so that when I bring my Valkyries in, I want them to go straight in the core. So as you can see, with what the Queen Walk has already accomplished, it's created a great gap right here. So I know my Valkyries aren't going to hit this wizard tower and then go around here because of that gap. So that's beautiful, and that's really what you want from the Queen Walk, to be able to create a gap like that and to be able to take out a lot of defenses. So I mean, I've already taken out 2 cannons, 2 archer towers, and a mortar, and an air defense, I believe. So really a good start here, eliminating that many point defenses with just my queen. And now this archer tower is going to go down. So I've got my golem in there. Fortunately, didn't have a lot of success with wall breakers here, trying to get those guys in. Although actually, they kind of split up. So I'm sort of feeling the funnel. I want to get this archer tower down to kind of get the funnel going, but I'm just being patient with my Valkyries. I don't want them to go awry. So luckily, I was able to be patient there and kind of just wait till the last possible second to drop my Valkyries. And fortunately, I was able to create another gap right here. So I know that 100% my Valkyries are going to go straight up the gut on this base. And it actually worked out really well with my king and I think some golemites kind of getting ahead there. And my queen luckily didn't rush into the base and started getting hit by those Inferno towers. And fortunately, I didn't even have to use her ability here as well. Oh no, there we go. I just popped it because I was going to enter into the range of the Infernos. And you can see the Valkyries just rip through the center. And now I've got a full health queen in the center of the base, and there's pretty much just nothing that's going to stop this. I've got that second golem going around the side with a small battalion of wizards. And as soon as I got to this point, I knew it was going to be basically against the clock to try to get this 3-star. The last air defense is going to go down. I mean, this is really just the power of this attack. Having this queen in the middle and with no expos and no Inferno towers, it's almost impossible to take this queen out unless I was getting hit by 3 or 4 point defenses at one time. God, if I just had a few more wizards left and maybe the queen decided to walk back outside instead of trying to go through this wall, might have had a chance. But clock ran out on me, unfortunately. But this is definitely one of the best queen walks I've had since I've been doing it. And yeah, so it's just about kind of making the plan, deciding where you want your queen to go. When you have a base like this that's very sort of symmetrical and has straight lines, it makes it much easier to to get her to kind of walk where you want it, want her. When there's a base that has a lot of indentations and a lot of sort of weird shapes, sometimes you got to be careful because she'll walk a little bit too deep into the base and she'll start getting hit by some defenses that you didn't think that she was in range of. So just plan out the walk, figure out what direction you want to go to, try to funnel her for that direction, but then also have a backup plan as well. Don't commit to one direction until you're sure that that's where she's going to go. So and then once she's kind of made her move, you can start bringing your main attack in and try to get your queen to kind of come right in behind your main attack. So that's the idea, and that one worked out pretty well. If you have any questions, definitely let me know, or any video requests. I'd be happy to work on those for you. I am going to be doing probably a Town Hall 9 video with maybe some variations of the Healer Giant Hog Bowler strategy. So I know that's kind of a popular one right now for Town Hall 9s. I've also seen a version without healers. So I'm going to try to mess around with that and see if I can have some success and show you guys what's going on with that as well. So, all right, guys, Fin on Fire out.